Make the ground shake.
This will be an introduction to the 3 frames in my line so far. The first being here, the Stingray 120. This is a 120 sized, essentially nano quad. And it is set up for FPV. Those are TPU mounts, just made to absorb vibration, better for heat dissipation. Comes in handy a lot more. It's actually set up with the Hubsan plug and a 500 milliamp 1S LiPo 25C. I actually ended up covering the antenna. It's running an NQX FPV board. And then all the hardware is standard 2mm, as well as the standoffs and the screws. The FPV bay is set up 20 by 20 millimeter. Will gladly house the camera that's run stock on the Nano QX or the enclosed one, and then does have the mount hole for the SMA, essentially pigtail if it's decided to be used, but very light, very fast. The next one is the Bullshark 180. It's a 180 sized quad. This one's actually run, the main plate is a 3mm plate. The 2 top plates are 1.5mm. It's all 3K tool CF. And that one's added spikes around it essentially for motor protection just in case of a crash. But I mean, still looks a lot more badass than just a rounded protector essentially. There are spikes up front if you get hit. Well, actually, you know what? Just try not to get hit. The top will carry a GoPro and a Mobius with no issues. And the frame is meant to run 40-45 props on 1306 motors. This one's also housed, has a zip ties for the plug and the SMA plug, as well as a bottom for the battery plug, just so it's not getting caught in the props. Then the actual screw holes are all set up so you can adjust your camera width if it's either too wide or too far, as well as the standard 30.5mm spacing for the boards such as the Naze 32. Everything's pretty much meant to be as light yet as tough as possible. It can carry 1806 motors, but it won't have any motor protection, although that is an option. Yeah, that's the Bullshark 180. Next one up is the Hammerhead 270. This is by far the more robust of all my frames. This one is running 4mm arms. It's actually meant to run up to 2208 motors, which you can. I mean, I have a buddy that actually did that, ran those motors. But yeah, beast. These things are running the standard, I believe it's 32mm standoffs, and it's all M3 hardware, all the screws, nuts, and I actually have this one, pretty much everything jammed inside, so I used 5mm spacers, just so that I can get my PDB board under. The BL Heli 28 DYS ESCs are mounted up in there, and it does have the actual slots inside, so you can run a strap for a GoPro on the inside. Added protection, you can essentially run the GoPro inside. I don't have the other plates, but it's meant so that you can actually use standoffs to mount a board cam up top, or just a standard cam that has the U bracket on it. The actual anti-vibration board will accept the GoPro perfectly, just to get rid of, I mean, as many vibrations as possible from the cam. ESCs are tiny, so I mean, like I said, they were mounted inside. The 2 in the back were mounted on the arms. And I have the pigtail just coming out of the side for the power. Neat little frame. I mean, you can keep it on the inside. You can keep the build clean just in case there's a crash. It doesn't damage all your electronics. And those are all my frames. We do have another one to come very soon. 150 and 160 size, hopefully. Thanks for watching. See you soon.